Hello and a very warm welcome back to Shoes Nursery.
In this video, you will learn how you can easily propagate berries from blackberries to loganberries by layering them. However, this method isn't suited for raspberries and blueberries. Please look in the video description for what berries you can follow using these methods.
So this here is an actual loganberry plant, and we've had a really good bumper crop of loganberries this year, the best year ever. But the good thing is it sends out a lot of these stray shoots, and with that, what we're doing, we're fan training our loganberries. So whenever shoots like these come out, we either cut them away, or there is another thing you can do, and you can turn these shoots into new plants. So here are the loganberry shoots. Now I will show you this, and then I'll come in a bit closer and show you in a bit more detail. But with layering, this is a method I'm going to be using for propagation. Layering has a few different methods, but there are three quite widely used ones. Two of them are really popular. One is called tip layering, where you actually bury the whole tip of the shoot into the ground, and then when that will root, it'll send up shoots going in the opposite direction. But there's also something called simple layering, which is simply putting it across like that, covering that bit in soil, clamping it down, and then this will grow into the new plant, and in a couple of months you'll cut it off from the mother plant. There is also something called air layering, which I might actually do in another video because that'll be quite interesting. But today I'm going to stick with the tip layering and simple layering, and I'm going to start with the simple layering here. So I've selected this one. I'm going to probably get about 5 or 6 layers from these few shoots coming in, maybe a bit more, because the more the better. And what I want to do with these is either plant them out or sell them. So what I want to do is actually run the knife underneath to create a bit of a wound, and this wound is actually going to kind of tease the plant into growing roots out of there. So I know where the wound is. I'm going to select a bit, I'm going to flatten it out, and then dig a bit of a dip. And you have to be careful because it can be quite spiky. So there's a dip, okay, and then what I'm going to do is cover it with some soil. And then I've actually made these are from sticks, but what you can also use is a stone to clamp it down. But I prefer to use a stick because it's really simple. And then all I'm going to do is to go down, push it down, and there it is, as simple as that. And if you don't have a raised bed where it's just growing into, you can always just put a pot and do exactly the same thing with the pot. It's really simple. So this is another one I'm going to be using. I'm also going to use the simple method for this. So I'm going to actually cut away this leaf here and this part here, and then go underneath, scrape along to create a wound where you want your roots to grow. And it doesn't really matter how big or small the wound is, it's just going to, like I said before, tease it into growing. So we're going to pop it down, bend it, cover it with soil, get a bit of wood, it's got to be forked like this, press it down into the ground quite firmly. So here I'm going to show the tip laying method, and select the tip, and what you want to do is to carefully bend it, and you're actually going to plant the whole tip into the ground like so. What I'm also going to do is take away one of these leaf nodes, just to make it easier for you to see. So I'm going to make the hole pretty deep. You may want to use a trowel if you want, but it's down to personal preference. Put it in, and then just cover it. It's as simple as that. Cover it and place a weight over the top, or you might want to peg it in. But what I would actually recommend is to peg it in, because if you put weight on the top, any shoots that are going to actually grow from the roots and want to grow upwards are going to be blocked by that.
So we did this layering back in August, and it's now mid-December, so it's time to lift up the layers to see how it's done. And this is with the simple layering method first. As you can see, it's got quite a good strong root system there. The last thing you need to do is just detach it from the parent plant. So all you need to do is use some sharp secateurs and cut it. And then I'm going to cut off one more branch, so I'm left with 2 healthy branches ready for planting. Tip layering comes naturally to this plant, and this actually started rooting right at the top of the raised bed, and it was a very tip. So all you need to do is actually look out for any of these and then cut them away from the branch, and make sure to make a cut which is angled away from the first leaf node. So when the plant is growing, the rain drips off the other end and won't rot the leaf node. Potting them up is simple, and they're fairly hardy plants, so all you need is some good organic coarse compost and put a little layer on the bottom, and then this is one of the simple layers cuttings, and just pop it in and then fill it up to where the soil level is on the layer, because if you do it, you can give or take about an inch or 2, but if you do it any higher, it can actually rot the stem. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I would recommend trying the tip layering method first because it had the better success rate, but what you can do is actually use both methods on a single branch. I hope you all had a really good new year, and see you again very soon.